Well, all right. Get out your champagne, other NFC West fans, as Aaron Donald no longer a player in football. He has retired. He announces his retirement, and kind of crazy, I think, given what he's accomplished in the decade that he has been playing. He entered the league in 2014. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2014 and proceeded to, in his most recent 9 seasons, have 8 first-team All-Pros. He was hurt in 2022, so every other season he stayed healthy. He was a first-team All-Pro. He also has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards in that stretch and has been pretty consistently the best player in football for the vast majority of this stretch. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where, like, a guy like Chris Jones, we look at Chris Jones and say, oh, he's an elite interior defensive lineman, like, top of the line guy, first ballot Hall of Famer, and like Aaron Donald was like a step above someone like that, like for the entirety of the career. And Chris Jones has to be happy because now he can start, it makes it easier for him to start trying to be in the best defensive tackle conversation, because Aaron Donald was just always number one. I mean, he's it's incredible. I mean, he's one of those guys where it's like, it's not even a question when you get to the, when he'll be in the Hall of Fame voting thing. It's like, okay, well, he's in, and then let's figure out the other 4 that we're going to put in, right? Pretty crazy that Aaron Donald has retired from football. Again, he's accomplished everything, right? He won a Super Bowl and was great in that Super Bowl, win. I mean, many people thought he should have won Super Bowl MVP. You could have made that argument. You really could have. But he, was a huge part in that whole Super Bowl run. He wins the Super Bowl. He plays his whole career with a single team, even if they don't play in the same city for the entire time. He, obviously talked about the accolades, has a conversation to be in maybe the GOAT conversation of just football players because of what he did. Pretty, I think, easily going to be considered the greatest interior defensive lineman of all time. He was still good last year. As I mentioned, he was a first-team All-Pro last year. Like, he maybe wasn't quite what he once was, but an Aaron Donald that isn't quite what he once was is still a first-team All-Pro. I do wonder if it's kind of one of those things, though, where sometimes players feel this way, where once they lose a step and they can't quite do what they used to do, they say, you know what? That's it. I'm out. I'm gonna ride off into the sunset. I can understand the logic. And again, he's accomplished everything he's wanted to accomplish. Like, there's nothing else left on the resume. He's completely cemented himself as one of the best to ever do it. It is just still surprising to see a guy who was a first-team All-Pro last year walk. Like, that doesn't often happen. So that's an interesting thing. I'm sure Rams fans are not thrilled about this because, well, I mean, I'm sure you're on a personal level happy to see a player you like decide to do what's best for him. But from a team level and from a emotional level of wanting to see your team succeed, he meant so much to that team. And it was kind of always built around, the Brandon Staley defense, right? Of let's not, which they don't really do exactly anymore, but like the philosophy, even when it's not Brandon Staley there, and what Brandon Staley did, which was a similar defense to what they ran when they won the Super Bowl, was, Aaron Donald can stop the run. We don't need to put that much resources there because you got to put at least 2 guys on Donald, and as long as other players can just do their job, which they could, then, whatever. And now we can have a second safety deep basically all game, and that helps out the passing game. That's kind of how it was built around. And now, secondary is looking a little rough, but, you're like, they added some pieces. Aaron Donald's still there. Now, if Aaron Donald gone, now, Kobe Turner I really like. I think Kobe Turner has done a lot of good stuff with the Rams in his rookie year. He is not Aaron Donald. So it's a blow. There's no denying it's a blow, but definitely, one of the greatest careers of all time. Interested to see what the Rams do from here, but, what a career from Aaron Donald. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.